Namaste student, this is Sanjay Nag. Today's session is on Transportation of India, Chapter 11, Part 1, ICSE Standard 10. Transportation of India plays a very important role in the economic development of our nation. In this chapter, we're going to learn about the four modes of transportation: roadways, railways, waterways and airways. Looking at this introductory screen, one can make it out the transportation network in India is not so developed like a developed country. Is very congested. Waterways are not so developed. Our objective is to understand what are the primary transportation mode in India, their characteristic features, and what are the future prospects. Let's have a look. First, understand what is the need for transportation in India. For any nation with a large population like India, exchange of commodities it becomes very effective and easy with the help of transportation network, mainly for business and trade, and it is also helpful in economic development and infrastructural development. It also plays a very important role in connecting people from one part of India to other part of India, and we call it social integration, exchange of thoughts and views. These are some of the very primary benefits of the transportation. These are the primary modes of transportation. Ideally, it includes roadways, railways, waterways and airways. Bicycle and pedestrians are mainly found in the rural areas. Followed by that, pipeline is also a modern way of transporting goods from one place to another place, things which are fluid in nature, for example, crude oil. In fact, we are going to learn about four major transportation modes in India. Is roadways, railways, waterways and airways. Now we learn about the road transport in India in detail. There are two modes of transport, private and public. Private transport is more comfortable compared to the public transport. One is to pay for the public transport to use. As you can see in this picture, wherever the population is too high and number of vehicles are less, this is what one can see. Now we'll see what are the importance of road transport in India. It is good for short and medium distance, cheap and easy to construct and maintain. It is very negotiable at the steep slope and sharp slope. It means the construction of the road in the hilly region is with the hairpin route, and this type of construction is possible in the hilly region. It acts as a feeder to railways. All the road networks in India is mainly connecting all the major railway stations. It is very flexible, therefore very accessible. It provides door-to-door services. It is good for transportation of perishable commodity. So these are some of the very importance of road transportation in India. Now we'll know the status of road development in India with the help of this pie diagram. Expressway, it covers the most part of India, followed by state highways. It is a small segment that you can see in the pie diagram. Major and other district roads, it does cover most of the part in the rural areas and connecting urban-rural fringe. Others include village roads and international highways. International highways are those highways that mainly joins or connect with the neighboring countries. Let's see the status of expressways in India. Ensure swift and smooth travel. 6-lane highways. It is mainly divided by a wide divider. No slow moving vehicles are allowed on these expressways, and speed limit should be more than 120 km per hour. These roads are called toll roads. Now we'll know about the important expressways in India. These are some of the very famous ones: Mumbai-Pune Expressway, Kolkata-Durgapur Expressway, Ahmedabad-Vadodara, Kolkata-Mumbai, Delhi-Gurgaon, Noida-Greater Noida, and Delhi-Noida District Flyover Expressway. Among all these expressways, the Kolkata-Mumbai Expressway is one of the very revolutionary projects that connects East Coast to West Coast of India. Now we'll see the role of BRO, Border Roads Organization. They're mainly involved in the construction of roads, mainly at the borders. These roads plays a very important role for the transportation of goods to the hilly region. Zojila, Kargil and Manali Leh Highway, Pathankot Jammu Kashmir Highway. So these roads have been constructed by these special forces that mainly involved in the construction of road, and as well as they also take care of these roads in terms of maintenance throughout the year. This is a very good picture of Bangalore Expressway. This is an aerial view, and this expressway provides a very swift movement of the traffic. There is no direct cut or turn on such expressways. This is another example of expressway connecting Mumbai-Pune. This is primarily been constructed in the Western Ghats, and these highway engineers, they've cut those basalt rock to construct this 6-lane expressway connecting Mumbai-Pune. This is a very good example of expressway. Don't be surprised, this is not in India, this is somewhere in Japan. The purpose of showing this picture is to make you understand how highway engineers can make the transportation easy by construction of such roads. Now we'll know the status of national highways in India in detail. All national highways in India is mainly constructed and maintained by CPWD. The primary objective of CPW is to connect state capitals, big cities and important ports of India. The other fact also been mentioned over here, national highways are the chief mode of transportation throughout the country, and 2% of all the roads are national highways. It carry 45% of traffic in India. Now we know about one of the revolutionary road project taken by central government in India. It's called Golden Quadrilateral. Golden Quadrilateral project implemented by NHAI, National Highway Authority of India. It was started in the year 1998 and is been taken further by NHDP. Objective is to set up 45,000 km world-class highways and NHDP to cost 2,25,000 crores of rupees. NHDP to implement this project in 7 phases. The first phase is 6 to 8 lane of roads connecting 4 metro cities in India. What are the other objectives and key feature of this Golden Quadrilateral? It reduces the time and distance between the mega cities. Largest project of road building in India, and it comprises of 3 phases. Golden Quadrilateral. Other important features: to connect 4 metro cities, only national highways been covered, pass through 13 states, will benefit 66 important cities in India, and total cost is 30,000 crores. Now we'll see the current status of GQ in India, route, length and status of completion. Delhi, Kolkata, Chennai, Mumbai and Chennai, Kolkata is more or less more than 90% has been completed or near 100. Delhi, Mumbai is being already completed is about 100%. The total length of this GQ is 5,846 km. Now we'll see the status of national highways in India, phase 1. It mainly comprises of connecting 4 metro cities, Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai and Kolkata by 6 lane super highways. Length is 5,846 kilometers. In phase 2 is one of the very revolutionary project, North-South corridor, Srinagar to Kanyakumari to connect via road, and East to West corridor, Silchar Assam to Porbandar Gujarat. This map of India, it gives a very clear idea about the Golden Quadrilateral status. Red lines on the map is showing the road construction has been going on, blue line is showing the road construction is completed, and green line is showing that road construction is near completion. National Highway phase 3 status and what are the objectives? Widening the existing national highways 4-lane standard to 6-lane standards, connecting with the quadrilateral, state capitals, seaports and places of tourist interest. What are the economic benefits of GQ? Better and fast transport between major cities and ports of India. This result in benefit to industries, trade, business, agriculture, employment. Increased demand for the labor, cement, steel and construction material. Now we'll see in which part of India the national highways are more dense. It is in northern plains. It is due to the fertile soil, the flat terrain. That is very easy for the construction of highways. The high density of population primarily in northern India. The national highways are very sparse and scattered in northern eastern plains. It is difficult land surface. There are swift streams in the hilly region that damages the road. There are thick forests and backward economy. Construction of bridges is necessary in northeastern part and it's very difficult task. These are some of the factors and reasons behind the density of road network in India. What are the disadvantages? Unsuitable for long distance traveling. It is not good for transportation of heavier commodities like iron and steel. It led to air pollution and more expensive than the rail transport. Traffic jams are the frequent in metropolitan cities. One of the very disadvantage of this road transport is lack of roadside amenities. Now we'll know about in detail the railways of India. Railways plays a very important role in the economic development of our country. As you know that the railways is the backbone of any nation and is also for our country. As you can see these 3 pictures, this is a passenger train, could be a rural area. This is a toy train famous in northern part and northeastern part of India. This is a local train or we call it the commuter trains, mainly run in the metro cities. This is called tram, still exists in Kolkata, declared as a heritage by UNESCO. Indian Railway. History of Indian Railway is dated from 1853. It was first started by Britishers in India. Railways are lifeline of inland transport. It brings economic prosperity. It promotes national integration. It was started between Mumbai to Pune in 1853. It is more dense over northern plains and very few railways in the floodplains, Himalayas, plateau region and desert. It is managed by the largest employer under central government. Distribution of railway network in India, more dense in Gangetic plain, medium in plateau region, and less in hilly and desert areas. Some interesting facts about Indian Railways. Largest network in the world, 63,273 km in length. Daily 14,000 trains and 11 million passengers commute. 7,500 railway stations exist in India. 7,800 locomotives are there. There are 40 lakh coaches and 3,26,000 wagons are there. The employs 1.6 billion people and largest employed in the world. Now we'll see the types of railways in India. It is mainly categorized on the basis of the distance between 2 rails, broad gauge, meter gauge and narrow gauge. Broad gauge the distance is 1.67 meter, 51,082 km in length. Meter gauge the distance is 1 meter and it is about 9,442 km in length. And narrow gauge 0.76 and 0.61 meter, 2,749 km in length. Comparison of 3 gauges. Meter gauge connects major cities of smaller towns, mostly run by diesel engines. Broad gauge connects all the major cities and ports of India, mostly electric engines and some are diesel. Narrow gauge connects places in the hilly region, many hill stations and all. It is mainly run by coal or diesel. Now we'll look upon the 3 gauges in detail. mainly that's been not discussed in the previous slide. Broad gauge comprises of 70% of railways in India. It installed to connect the major ports. It facilitates export of raw material. Meter gauge comprises of 23% of railways in India, used in UP, Bihar, Assam, Gujarat and parts of western Rajasthan. Narrow gauge, as you can see in this picture, this is of Darjeeling, restricted to hilly regions or hill station. Toy train route between Siliguri to Darjeeling and Shimla to Kalka. Now we'll see some advancement in railway network since independence in India. All gauges converted to broad gauge. Diesel engines replace the steam engines, and diesel locomotive works are mainly confined to the Chittaranjan, West Bengal and Varanasi, UP. Electrification of all railways track is undertaken priority to the high density sections of India to enable speed and volume of traffic. Electric engines run with greater speed and cause less pollution. Computerization of ticketing is one of the new technologies. There are more superfast trains have been started in India. This is a very good example of feeder railway system for commuters in India. It was first started in Kolkata in 80s. This is called metro trains. This run on elevated tracks. Recently in Kolkata, tunnel-based metro rail has been completed that goes beneath the Hooghly River that will connect Howrah and Kolkata main city. Importance of railways in India. Largest network in the world. Principal mode of transport for the passengers and freight. Cheapest mode of transport mainly for the bulky goods, and over long distance it can travel. Important role in urbanization and economic development of our country, followed by that promotes national integration. It helps in agricultural development. Some more points of importance of railways. It provides employment to the large population. It helps in industrialization. Most efficient mode of local transport in India and metros. Metro rails reduces the pressure on road and railway traffic. Indian Railway, the track ahead or the future plan. Agendas and status. Electrification, 20,059 kilometers have been covered. Unigauge is 51,082 kilometers has been already done. On the basis of speed, Duronto trains and golden corridors has been already started. On the basis of comfort, these are the some of the trains been running in the big metro cities Yuva, Mathrubhumi and Izzat. One can book the ticket in India from anywhere. Is completely computerized e-ticketing method. Freights, mainly the cargo, dedicated freight corridors have been developed. New tracks have been already planned. 25,000 plus kilometers by 2020-21. Now we'll see some of the problems of Indian Railways. Is a tough competition with the road transport, tremendous pressure of the traffic on rail network. There are frequent maintenance of rail tracks and railways. Inefficient image of the railways also is a problem. Frequent changes in the policies and the delay in the policy of implementation. Obsolete machinery on the tracks are the problem, and the equipments being used for this repairing is not so good. Heavy consumption of power due to electrification of this railways. Unskilled and untrained workforce are there. This has to be changed. Cannot cater to the hilly regions and to be supported by the roads. High initial investment is there for the construction of railway line. Thank you for watching the presentation.